Every day, thousands of Floridians from every walk of life interact with local government to use the court and county services, access information, and take care of their business. And while it's difficult to see everything that goes into supporting these functions, there's a lot happening behind the scenes to make sure the public works are working for you. And it often starts with the clerk of court. For more than 200 years, clerks of court have played a vital role in local government. They perform a wide range of administrative services that are essential to supporting court operations, ensuring a functional and accountable county government, providing access to records, and connecting people to their county and judicial services. Today, there are 68 constitutionally elected clerks of court and comptrollers. In most counties, the clerk of court also serves as the comptroller. In one county, there is an independently elected clerk and a separate independently elected comptroller. Elected at the county level, their role in protecting, connecting, and serving the people they represent has become increasingly important.
Florida's court clerks are completely unique compared to so many other elected officials within the state of Florida. They truly are the interface between those of us who live, work, and play here in the state of Florida and our government. Each one is vital for a functioning and healthy government and court system. Florida's clerks of court perform over 1,000 different duties, roles, and responsibilities. They collaborate day in and day out with their chief judge for the administration of justice within your county, within your circuit. They work very closely with the Board of County Commissioners to ensure that the tax dollars that you send up to your county commissioners are being spent wisely. They collaborate very closely with law enforcement, especially with the sheriff, to ensure that they have all of the information that's necessary for carrying out justice and to help preserve our public safety.
Well, the clerk of court is an essential and integral part of everything that we do.
The amount of duties involved at the clerk's office and in action with other government agencies encompasses a lot of areas.
Throughout the state, clerks of court and comptrollers provide services in 4 main categories: supporting the local court system, supporting county government, safeguarding your tax dollars, and preserving the records of our communities.
People think of the clerk, they're thinking about somebody sitting here in a courtroom taking notes for a judge, and it's so much more complex than that, so much more intricate and detailed, and again, is a critical function.
As the clerk to the circuit and county court, clerks help people interact with the court system on important matters. The services clerks provide are the very foundation of our judicial system.
As I walk into a courtroom every single day, I talk to people, I issue different directives, I issue orders, I reset cases, I sentence people. And all of those things have to be recorded by someone. Someone has to record the detail of what it is that we do, and the clerk of court is the one who does that. They are just essential. There really is no way for us to effectively do our jobs without the clerk.
Clerks of court not only keep records of court hearings and trials, but they also coordinate and schedule them. They process all civil and criminal cases and file indictments, informations, and verdicts. And when cases are appealed, they prepare and transmit the appellate records. Clerks also hold a fiduciary responsibility for the court payments. They collect and disburse fines, court costs, forfeitures, fees, and service charges. They record payments, track financial obligations due to the courts, and work with customers on payment options that fit their needs and ensure court compliance. Individuals and attorneys filing legal actions, such as small claims, receive assistance from the clerks of court. They provide parties the necessary paperwork and point them in the right direction. In many counties, clerks of court even offer online self-help services to guide individuals representing themselves in court. All court records are maintained, safeguarded, and their integrity is protected by the clerks of court. With millions of records passing through the court system, clerks of court digitally manage robust systems that provide public access while protecting certain confidential information when appropriate. Clerks of court are also responsible for maintaining, preserving, and managing access to all evidence entered into the court. In many counties, this includes storing physical evidence on site. The jury process is also managed by the clerks, helping to uphold the right to an impartial jury. This includes the random selection of juror pools, summonsing jurors, managing juror exemptions, and compensating jurors in accordance with the law. Clerks of court are also involved in services that affect the safety of vulnerable populations.
Every day, we encounter customers who are experiencing life's challenges. We had a young lady come in that was experiencing a violent atmosphere at home with her husband, and we connected her with a local shelter service that had a legal advocate, and they were able to not only provide shelter, but also legal assistance in obtaining her dissolution of marriage.
Processing protective injunctions or restraining orders for victims of domestic violence is an essential service clerks provide. They also protect Florida's most vulnerable populations by processing injunctions for protection against the abuse, neglect, and exploitation of elderly persons and disabled adults. Families and individuals dealing with mental health and substance abuse issues can count on their local clerk of court as they work in processing and accepting petitions in Baker Act and Marchman Act cases. Each year, thousands of families depend on clerks of court to maintain accurate child support payment records. This process provides accountability within Florida's child support system, helping to ensure obligations are met and the basic needs of children are paid for. And while these seem like a lot of responsibilities, each of these services requires careful attention to detail. Judges, attorneys, local law enforcement, and all parties involved in civil and criminal cases depend on accurate and timely access to court information. In each county, clerks of court serve as the clerk to the Board of County Commissioners. The functions in this role can be grouped into two main categories: administrative and record-keeping services. The administrative services are crucial for operations within county government. In this role, clerks of court attend Board of County Commissioners meetings, as well as any board committee meetings. They maintain custody of county resolutions, ordinances, and contracts, and are involved in many county government functions, such as processing appeals for value adjustment boards and attestation. The record-keeping services create checks and balances in county government. These include producing, recording, indexing, and distributing official minutes of official county meetings and providing public access to them. This provides transparency and accountability into county-level decision-making.
The value that the clerks provide to the board, they actually make sure that we are following the statutes, regulations, pronouncements. It gives a level of comfort to the citizens that they know what's going on and that they feel that there's a public purpose to the funds being spent.
Transparency is a huge factor and a very important piece to the board, and the clerk helps fulfill that. Most clerks of court are also the comptroller within their county, which means they act as the chief financial officer, auditor, accountant, and custodian of county funds. In addition to the other administrative roles, comptrollers provide a variety of accounting functions, including managing payroll, paying vendors, and tracking and auditing expenses. They also keep inventory of county assets, such as county-owned property, vehicles, and capital assets. In many counties, they even oversee surplus auctions and foreclosure sale auctions.
What is the comptroller's role in protecting the taxpayer's dollar? It's vital. It's priceless. You need somebody to oversee and make sure all the funding is going through correctly and that none of the vendors are trying to abuse the system and costing the taxpayers unnecessary funds. As you know, we're not only county employees, we're also taxpayers. So we look at it as a great oversight responsibility.
Comptrollers take their fiduciary responsibilities to the public very seriously. Collectively, throughout the state, comptrollers manage nearly $13 billion in county investments each year, working to make sure funds are secure while earning a return on investment.
The public should know that the comptrollers and the clerks of Florida are really their police, in a sense, to make sure that their taxpayer dollars are being spent correctly.
Additionally, comptrollers maintain financial records and prepare reports on financial activities for the Board of County Commissioners. By conducting independent audits and reviews of expenses and activities, comptrollers ensure county funds are spent in accordance with the law, protecting local tax dollars from fraud, waste, and abuse. Clerks of court are best known for their role in record keeping. As the official record keeper and recorder of deeds for the county, clerks of court are responsible for securely maintaining and managing access to county documents. The county official records span multiple functions of government, including court records and historical records. Marriage licenses, land transactions, and county records, such as county commission meeting minutes, are a few of the county official documents clerks maintain. And lawsuits, criminal cases, and traffic tickets are among the court-related records clerks are responsible for. Clerks receive, file, preserve, and manage access to the records of our communities, ensuring judges, attorneys, local government agencies, and the public have appropriate and timely access to the information they need.
The clerk's responsibility to manage those records, catalog them, have them easily accessible is a huge responsibility. It's a very valuable asset as we move forward to know what the history was on situations, because that history dictates where we are today and what decisions we have to make going forward.
The clerk of court is generally considered the keeper of all the records, be it court records, official records, and anything else that other agencies may give us to keep track of. We're responsible for its safekeeping and its accessibility.
With a high volume of information traveling through clerks' offices every day, the security and protection of your information is essential. In certain cases, clerks of court are authorized to redact or conceal specific information from official records or court files, such as bank account information and social security numbers, which helps protect sensitive information and safeguard privacy. As the recorder of deeds, clerks maintain the county official records, a series of documents that are publicly available, which include death certificates, judgments, tax liens, and property records. The official records also include plat maps, foreclosure notices, military discharges, and more. Each year, more than 6 million people use Florida's Clerks of Court walk-in services, and even more people access clerk services online, over the phone, or by mail.
Clerks are always looking for ways to improve their services to our constituents. We make many things available online so that customers can self-serve by using their online record search options, our jury e-response system, as well as online payment of their traffic citations.
The clerk's responsibility to the public is priceless. There's no way to put a dollar amount or a word that would just describe what the clerk does for the citizens of the state of Florida.
With a growing need for convenience and rapidly evolving technologies, clerks of court are constantly working together to improve how they serve you. In fact, as a group, clerks of court and comptrollers work together to develop best practices to hone their processes, participate in annual trainings to gain deep insights into their office's many functions, and enhance their operations by continually improving technologies. The shared vision of Florida's Clerks of Court and Comptrollers is to be recognized as the premier model of exceptional government. And through collaboration, innovation, and hard work, Clerks of Court are working to make it that way. While Florida's Clerks of Court and Comptrollers play many different roles in local government, none are more important than serving you. Learn more at www.flclerks.com.